Hi guys, so I'm making this video just to provide an introductory level of understanding those people who want to start with Salesforce. They may be looking for jobs, or maybe they are already in a job and they want to enhance their Salesforce understanding, coding skills and whatnot. So I get these questions like every day from several people, and to respond to them it takes time. I would be doing something else and to get back to them, and they would be asking basic questions. So I get the common set of questions which I have written over here in Notepad, if you can see. So I will just provide the answer and make this video, and then just share the video in the Salesforce developer group that I am also a member of, so that it will help everyone. And I would request that those who watch this video, and if they have their friends and who are having similar issues, or they want similar like resolution, similar questions, so just share this video, so it would help them. So let's start with what is Salesforce first of all. Of course, if you have joined Salesforce Developer Facebook group, so you would already know that Salesforce today is a cloud CRM platform, and there are many such CRM platform like Microsoft Dynamics, and there are others like Sugar CRM, Zoho CRM, and many others. So Salesforce is also one of them. So particularly those people who are interested in Salesforce, I would assume that they would have already made the decision that they want to continue that career with Salesforce, or they want to start their career with Salesforce. So I will not talk much about that. I have already made a video on what is Salesforce, and in that I have covered other aspects also, not necessarily those people who are looking for enhancing their Salesforce knowledge, but also businesses who want to move their business to Salesforce, maybe their sales process automation and stuff like that. So you can check that video also. So I will go to the second part here, how to learn Salesforce. So what I typically do is I would suggest everyone to go for the Trailhead beginner. Now there are many people out there who would say that no, Trailhead beginner is not of any use, and they want something more than just Trailhead beginner. I will get to that also. I will give such mind-boggling thing that you wouldn't need anything on earth. I promise you, I will give you that kind of complexity. Just bear with me till I reach that point. It's somewhere down there, and if you can read, so even if you can't read, I will just go to that. So this video I'm targeting for everyone who is at 0 level till the level who thinks himself that he's the best developer in the world. So I'm covering everyone. So how I know that? Because I have been worked with several platforms before, and I know some of the best developers in the world. That's why I know that how they think, and how can a person start from absolute zero and reach to a good developer. I myself may not be a good developer, but I guarantee that I know some of the best developers in the world. So if you are at 0 level, start here. Developer beginner, just go through this Salesforce platform basics. What is the data modeling, data management, data security, all this stuff. And then there is some Apex also. So these are basic Apex, like you will not find any difficulty doing these assignments. So you start here and complete all these modules. To access this module, you will have to, you can see the button over here, sign up and login. So that is self-explanatory. And sign up means like you sign up for Facebook account or Twitter account, the same way you have to sign up here. So you can follow that thing and then just log in and complete these stuff. Programming necessary? Not exactly. What happens is when you start with Salesforce, you do not directly jump into the coding aspect of the Salesforce, which are Visualforce, and then Apex is there, which is the backend language that is used in Salesforce, and with Visualforce comes JavaScript. So sometimes you would be developing some UI as well, so you would need good understanding of CSS as well as with this Lightning design system. There's a new framework introduced in Salesforce called Lightning Components, which was released in 2016 in winter 16. It got generally available, means out of beta phase, so it was so people were so much into that, learning Lightning Components. So that is completely HTML, and they have their separate tags. So it would be really nice to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript as well along the way. But this is the coding part only. Salesforce is not just coding, it has so many other stuff also, which can be done in point and click, like processes, flows, validation rules, approval process, so many other stuff. So you will get them, you will learn them as you move through all this stuff. As you can see, we have covered here formulas, validation, and now here is the coding part and some visual force as well. So this is the basic stuff. Start with this. You do not need to jump on this. What is a Salesforce community, and what is OAuth, and what is single sign-on? Those things will come along. First, learn the basics. So this is the basics. And then once you are done with this, what you do is you will have this thing covered. Is programming necessary? That you will get from here. It will these modules will teach you enough Apex that you need to know to get started. Okay, so basics is covered. Now I will go to the advanced stuff. You asked for it, now I am giving it to you. The most advanced stuff in the world in Salesforce that is required, means which people are pursuing so hard on it, and that is still not been delivered, are in the idea exchange. Actually, let me open up that. You go to success.salesforce.com. You know, people would be asking so many times that they need real-time experience, and there would be some guy who would be sharing his. Now I'm not trying to insult anyone seriously, but you know, you do not need training actually, and there would be some people, they would be sharing their phone numbers and all. Contact them, and then I don't know what happens after that, because I do not indulge in anything like that. I do not train anyone and take money from them, and I do not do that. What I prefer doing is, if someone comes to me and asks me what should I do to learn Salesforce, I give them these two links only. That's it. And I just push them into the wild so that they will learn, and you know, our brain, it would rewire itself as we move along. So training, it butchers the process. It just, you know, it's a shortcut way to do that. Why not you be fearless? Why not you become fearless that any requirement comes in Salesforce, you should be able to do that. So that's the implication here. Even in my job also, there are usually some requirements like that. Like recently I made a video also on that, how to clone the knowledge articles. So if you have not seen that video, I highly recommend you see that. So the cloning feature is coincidentally, it was required as a part of my job, plus it's been here in Idea Exchange also, this website. So if you want to get into the really heady stuff, the tough ones, you will find them here. And you can also filter out here in product review. It means Salesforce is planning to deliver them, so it's not present in any of the sandboxes. So you can just go through them, whichever you feel that whichever you feel that you understand and you feel comfortable that you can develop something on that. So you can pick them. Like if I open this one, give option to remove always displayed field from page layout. Now there can be some of the enhancements or maybe it would appear like bug fixes, so you can skip them. But if you go along, so you will find something interesting which asks for some kind of development. Process builder error messages. So you do not necessarily you need to pick this, because this is Salesforce stuff. Like I said, there would be some kind of enhancement which would look like some errors or bugs, so you can skip them. Sometimes they would be requesting for features also. Number of times a report is run. I'm looking for a good one, like which you can pick, which you would find interesting. Otherwise you would jump into some confusing stuff, and then so it wouldn't be necessary. Let me, what I do is I will search it. So recently I worked on knowledge article cloning. So if I spell the knowledge incorrectly, KNOWLEDGE. So there would be so many requirements related to the knowledge, so we will see them. We can also filter them out. Product team review. So I'm still getting messages. That's why I'm making this video, to sort this thing out once and for all. So okay, this one I actually worked on this particular. So here people are asking to ability to clone knowledge article and article types. So if you log into Salesforce, now this is the advanced stuff, this is not for beginner stuff. So if this video at this part might be boring, so newbies, I would request them to just just see the first half of the video, and those who are already have some experience in Salesforce, for them this is the next half of the video. So I need to give them really tough thing that when face the interview, so they should feel it very comfortable. I have given in my Salesforce career many interviews, and I have cleared all of them. And this is not, I'm not making any big claims about me or something, but I usually never prepare for any interview, because most of my time I would be developing POCs for the clients, or I would be looking through some of these requirements here. So it gives me enough exposure of the possibilities which are there, or in this case which are not even possible in Salesforce. So people would be asking stuff. Okay, so here it says ability to clone knowledge article and article types. So if you already know about knowledge articles in Salesforce, you would see that there is no way to clone the articles. So I recently developed this, and I have also made a video on this, and if you are interested, I highly recommend you check that. So this is the thing. And sometimes I would be dwelling with Metadata API, which is the real meat of the Salesforce. Like if you want to add a new pick list value, so imagine there is a requirement that you want to add more pick list values without going to the object menu. I'm not saying that. Without going to that, like there is a Visualforce page and there is an input field, provide the field and then add it. So the pick list value should actually change the metadata. That's what I'm talking about. So and that place you would have to work with the Metadata API. And suppose you want to automate something like run reports. So how you can do that from Apex, and suppose you want to like test classes, and suppose there is a Visualforce page is there which can list all the Apex classes in your org, and you want to create the test classes for them in a bunch of the test classes for all the controllers. So how can you do that? For that also you need the Metadata API. When Salesforce hits the API, it's touching the integration actually. So that time you can integrate it with other systems like Google Drive maybe. So suppose there is a notes and attachment here in Salesforce, and you want to push that file to Google Drive, or maybe there is a file in Google Drive, you want to pull it to Salesforce. So if you can do such things, then if you go to an interview and some guy asks you what is an integration, you can write a book about it if you have done any integration project. So you do not necessarily have to look into any, I keep hearing this buzzword, real-time experience. So this is the real-time experience. The interviewer himself, see why I know this, because I have been working with Salesforce for around 3.5 years. So I have worked with almost various types of integration, various types of UI frameworks, various types of point and click solution, you name it, and I would probably have worked on that, except for any specific thing like Salesforce exact target or any very isolated stuff, but mostly which are used everywhere like Apex Visual Force and JavaScript UI stuff, anything. So I'm very daily basis I work on them. So I know the person who is taking the interview, he is also a developer like me. What he would have gone through, what challenges he would have faced, how he would think. So I know that. So that's why I am able to make this video and tell you what you should prepare. So if you want integration experience, develop one. Develop one integration that you want to fetch the files from Google Drive to Salesforce. Maybe if there is one Amazon S3, from there you want to fetch from S3 to Salesforce, something like that. So that will give you enough example of integration, because integration is specific. There can be REST based integration or SOAP based integration. There is no such other thing. If someone claims that no, API can be many things like SOAP API, REST API, streaming API, metadata API, that's not true. At the core, every API is either REST or SOAP. So that's the thing. There are other things like many other protocols, like in streaming API we have this pub sub notification protocol, publisher and subscriber. So that is a kind of a HTTP request only. So that would also it is a little bit modified version of REST only, because REST is just you are hitting an URL and sometimes you pass that data also. So everything boils down to REST or SOAP. So there is if you can develop any sort of integration using REST, I bet that if someone asks you any integration question on REST, you will be able to answer that, because if you write the controller, obviously you would write the test class for that also, so you would know what an HTTP mock is. And if you are if you have worked with SOAP, so you would also know what is a web service mock, how to test the web services. And testing web services is really tricky one. There you have to take care about the transactions, the DML and everything. So automatically you will learn the best practices in writing test classes also. So that way you will learn. So I will just now wrap up this video, because if I talk like this, I will keep going on for 5 hours. So I do not want to bury you with all this data and then you will feel sleepy. So I will wrap it up. Finally, you have to face the interview after learning everything. So in the interview, you need to be presentable. So go in formals and clean your clothes. Do not wear shirts which is not washed for a year and it smells horribly. Do not do that. And developers have this tendency, or not just developers, anyone. They would try to bluff their way around. So it's a human nature. We sometimes get lazy and just bluff around and then try to clear the interview. Or maybe we just Google it and we'll find top interview questions. We would do those stuffs also. So you wouldn't need to do them. If you do the drill which I am suggesting, like this one and this one. So I just showed one example and you will find many such examples. So if I do not do any filtering, and you will find so many use cases would be there. If I come here, 282 use cases are there. I'm sure you will find 5 or 6 of them. Definitely it would be interesting. Do not go into bugs and features, do not resolve them, because those are Salesforce headache. So try looking for something new which is not there. And even if you can do 2 or 3 of these, I bet that you will be able to clear any interview, because these are not these are not standard things. Sometimes you have to use the metadata API. Org to org, it means the same org to same org integration you will have to do sometime. Write the test classes, dynamic Apex, dynamic SQL, everything will come. Like if you see the clone article which I have developed there, the tool, the video which I have made, I'm referring many times, so you should probably check that. There you will find all this dynamic DML, dynamic SQL, integration, everything. So just do 2 or 3 of these, that would be sufficient. Okay, so dressing is covered, technical things is covered. Do not bluff. If you do not know, just say that whatever you know about that. Like if someone asks you what is a dynamic pick list, so if you know, then answer that. If you do not know, then if you are hearing that word for the first time, so just say I have not worked on that. So it's very simple. Communication skills are important. You should be able to understand the question and then present in such a way that the listener also can understand. So watch Hollywood movies. So within 2-3 months you will have this ability to communicate freely. And Hollywood movies means do not watch like some stupid movies, like some which is, you know, it's not enhancing your knowledge. Watch Inception, Interstellar. I would say watch sci-fi Hollywood movies, science fiction movies, so that will help. Start with freshers job. Do not you may not need to go for an agency and then get fake 2 years of experience certificate or something, and then go for the interview so that you can start with a package of 6 lakh. You may not need that. There are 2 cases only possible. If you are already an engineering graduate, recently finished your engineering, so you do not need that 2 years experience, that thing. Of course, that wouldn't even work also. And there is no point showing that fake experience. Just go with the freshers thing. Do all these things. It will take you probably 3 months. If you work really hard, like 12 hours per day, after 3 months you will be a kick-ass programmer. I guarantee that. If you have not become, then you contact me and I will help you out. And in the meantime also you can contact me. But do not contact me like every day. Contact me once in a week and ask all the questions that you have. Ask me all at once. Because when I started learning Salesforce, we didn't have any Trailhead, we didn't have any videos and all. So I started back in 2011, I guess. Even approximately that time. And the first assignment I got, what it was Ruby on Rails and Salesforce integration. I didn't even know what the heck Ruby on Rails was, and I was hearing this Salesforce word for the first time. When you hear Salesforce, so it appears like salesman or something. So the word didn't quite resonate with me. But the project was interesting, and there was good money involved. So it was like a contract project, freelancing basically. There was some US clients. So if you are familiar with topcoder.com, so before Aperio, now Topcoder has been acquired by Aperio. Aperio is a American company, and they have their office in India also, Jaipur. So they acquired Topcoder probably last year. So they used to run cloud spokes. So back in 2011, I took one of their coding assignments. There was good money involved also, like 20,000-30,000 they used to pay for 2-3 days work. Of course, it would be a competition. It's not like you just do that and they pay you. There would be 10 developers would be there, and they would submit their submissions, and then it would be evaluated and other stuff. But it was quite a good learning. At that time I heard about Salesforce. So I spent quite a lot of time, and finally I figured it out, and I won the second prize. I won $250. So at that time it was like 15,000 Indian rupee, and I worked for 4 days on that. And imagine that if a guy like me, I was fresh out of college that time. Maybe I was in final year or something. So I picked Salesforce and Ruby Rails integration stuff using REST API. I had to learn even Ruby on Rails also in the same duration of time. So what I did, it's not very much difficult. What I did is I first learned Ruby on Rails from some YouTube videos that was available, and then I saw that Salesforce didn't have quite any specific integration with Ruby on Rails. Documentation was not there. But after digging for 2 days, I found one video which had exactly done the integration, Ruby on Rails and Salesforce. So that was such a video, means across the internet only there was a single integration video on Ruby on Rails I found. What I did, it was like I watched that video like 30 or 50 times maybe throughout the day to make sense out of it, and finally at the end of the day, after some 16 hours, I didn't sleep at all throughout the time, and finally I built that thing. Basically it was like copying and just replicating the thing. So I just did that, and while in the process of doing that, I learned everything, like how to use the Ruby Rails commands to generate the application structure, where the view lives inside Ruby, and then that Ruby Rails framework, and then where the classes live, how they authenticate with Salesforce. They were using OAuth or something. So how they authenticate with Salesforce, I learned everything. And how you create the REST endpoints, like connected apps inside Salesforce, and how you invoke the API. What is a gem file? Gem files are, if you are familiar with Java, so Java they have jar files. In Ruby we have gem files. So database.com gem I used that time, how you use that to integrate with Salesforce. So if I could crack an integration project in 3 days without any understanding of Salesforce or Ruby on Rails framework, of course I knew something about HTTP and all this stuff. So if I could crack that, then I bet any one of you who is watching this video, in 3 months of time, definitely you can crack that, right? And if you do not cannot do that, let me know. I'm sure there would be some fundamental flaw in your preparation. That's why it wouldn't be working. You do not need to wait till 3 months. Like after watching this video, you would get the idea what I'm talking about. So start from now. Do all these steps. Like what is Salesforce? Obviously you know that. How to learn Salesforce, I already told that. Programming necessary, it's not necessary. As you follow the modules, you will learn. And then do this, and then face the interview. And communication skills, I said, watch science fiction movies, so that will help, and start applying for freshers jobs. Now before winding up, I will also talk about some of the people who are already in different platform. Now they want to move to Salesforce. What they need is, they just need to do the same. It's simple. It's not a different also. It's simple. Do this and then do this. You will get enough experience, and then just start applying for not freshers job, experience job. You can put it as much as years of experience as same as your IT experience. It wouldn't hurt. So why I'm saying this with so much confidence? Because I have faced so many interviews and I have cleared them all. So that's why in my profile also you would see that I frequently keep changing companies. It's not that I want to change, but like for salary hike or relocation stuff, so sometimes you change. So I know how the interview process goes, and interviewer is also a developer like me or like anyone else. So I know how they think and how they have gotten the skills during the years, how they have gotten that, what they have worked. So I know them. So that's it, guys, and I hope you really enjoy this video, and this might definitely clear all of your basic questions and doubts. And I highly encourage you to share this video with as many friends as you can who are looking for training and all this fake experience, and they are usually confused and they would just blow their money. It would be of no use, because like the information is coming from me, a guy who has worked with different companies, cleared several interviews, and just trust me. Just trust me, and do not need to spend any money. Just get your laptop or a desktop or what have you. Or it wouldn't work in a tablet, of course. So you need a laptop or a desktop. and get a good connection. Like go for the cheapest one, like Geo SIM we have these days, or maybe you can go for BSNL 512 kbps plan also works. It's fine because you do not need to watch YouTube. And then for this you wouldn't need very high speed net also, but of course do not go with that 2G, go with at least 512 kbps. Invest that in BSNL or something whichever is cheaper. Beam Fiber also, if you are in Hyderabad, so Act 500 they have also very cheap plans, so you can do that also. And every day make sure that you follow your steps. Your preparation should go for like 12 hours per day. You make it a habit, like 12 hours per day you have to write code. Until and unless you have some 500 to 1000 hours of coding experience, you will not feel comfortable whenever any assignment is given. So you need to have that kind of experience. Your hands must be, like riding a bicycle, so your legs are biologically programmed, so your hands must be programmed. And learn touch typing also, so it will help you write faster code. So you do not need to necessarily learn the coding, but as you move along, as you progress, so you will get that need, and learn exactly as much as you want. You do not need to learn Apex by reading the Apex developer guide. There are a ton of things over there. You do not need to learn everything. Just focus on what exactly you want. So this website, all these things, it will give you that exact thing what you want and how you achieve that. And governor limits and all, they will automatically come when you write the test classes. So they will automatically come. When you write the test classes, make sure that it's bulk tested. Like it should not just work for a single record. It should work for 200 records, especially when you're writing a trigger. And participate in Salesforce developer community. There would be so many people. I'm sure that my video will not reach everyone of you. So those who watch this video, at least help others by sharing this video. Or if you follow this guidelines what I'm sharing, so definitely you will also be help someone else. So there would be people who would be asking some basic question in Salesforce, so you can help them out also. So I will I guess I spoke for a long time. I have not calculated. Oh, it's 30 minutes. So I hope this 30-minute is it will save like 1 year of your entire searching for job or learning. So I just hope that this 30 minutes it will just help you drastically. Okay, so for more videos like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I keep making these videos. This is a career guidance video. I usually have not done that, but today I felt that I should do. So for more videos like this, subscribe, and all the best for your future, and I thank you for watching.